In this video, I'm going to be going through every acronym you're ever likely to come across in the online marketing world. Let's get started. AM. AM is the acronym for the affiliate manager. It's what affiliates use to call the sales rep for that company. An affiliate manager's job is to set you up with campaigns, negotiate payouts, and work with you to increase volume to traffic. The next acronym is API. This stands for Application Programming Interface. An API is a way for developers to use one computer program to talk to another computer program. It lets us collect data from services across the web. B2B and B2C. B2B is business to business and B2C is business to consumers. There's a difference in how businesses market themselves depending on if a business is focused on business sales or they're providing products and services direct to consumers. CMS. The world's most popular CMS or content management system is WordPress. This apparently powers 33% of the websites online. A CMS lets you create web content without knowing how to code or getting involved in the coding languages. CPL is cost per lead, and it's a performance metric which is used to define how much each lead costs a business. CPM, or cost per mille. This is the cost per 1,000 impressions on an ad exchange. CR is conversion rate, and CRO is conversion rate optimization. A conversion rate for a landing page would be how many of the visitors that go to that landing page convert into either customers or leads. If someone fills in a form or completes a checkout, then that counts as a conversion. Conversion rate optimization is a process of optimizing them pages to get a higher conversion rate. CRM is customer relationship management, and the big player in this field is Salesforce, who you might have come across, and it's basically a platform for managing a sales team and their customers and leads. CSS is a form of scripting language that we use to style websites. If you want the text on the website to appear red instead of black, or you want to turn it bold, you'd use CSS, or the full name is Cascading style sheets. A CTA is a call to action. And this might be on a banner or a landing page. You'd have a big button which tells the user what to do next. CTR is click-through rate, and this again might be applicable to a banner or a landing page, and it's the number of users or a percentage of users that click through to the next step of the funnel. CPC is cost per click, and it's a metric used by ad exchanges to define bidding and auction off inventory to the highest bidder. DNS stands for domain name system. And this acts like a lookup table for domain names, which links to the IP addresses of their web server. Rather than having to remember an IP address, which is like a telephone number for that web server, you can type in a memorable domain name and the DNS system will provide the IP address for you to connect to that web server. GSC is the Google Search Console, and this is somewhere where a lot of SEO practitioners will spend a lot of time. It's a platform provided by Google to help you with your search engine organic listings. HTML is hypertext markup language, and this is the main language or the structured language for web pages. If you want to get into web design, then HTML is probably the first place to start. JavaScript is a coding language for the web. It's only executable code that runs within a browser, and due to things like Node.js and Deno code, you can also run it on back-end services, and things like Cordova make it possible to build apps with JavaScript as well. It's one of the most versatile programming languages that you can use for web development. A KPI is a key performance indicator, and this is just a metric or business stat that gives you a good idea of how the business is performing. LTV is lifetime value. And this is a good example of a KPI in that it's a measure of how much each customer is earning you throughout their customer lifetime journey. So if you have a subscription model, it'll be all the revenue generated on average per customer. MRR is another kind of software as a service type metric, which measures the monthly recurring revenues from a subscription model. MVP was a lean startup principle, I think, and it stands for minimum viable product. This is the idea that you create the simplest form of what you're trying to sell and get it out there so you can get real user feedback and build it out from what users actually want. PPC or pay-per-click marketing is a form of paid advertising, which is mainly on Google Ads, also slightly on Bing Ads, but it's basically paying for ads to go to the top of the search engine results page. A PBN is a private blog network. This is a black hat SEO tactic for building backlinks using a network of blogs which have automated processes to make them run. PR stands for public relations, and it's how your business or your brand engages with the media and the community. ROAS or return on ad spend is a metric which measures how much revenue you've generated from a particular amount of ad spend. RSS or an RSS feed is a form of syndication technique which allows RSS readers and other kind of scripts around the web to go onto things like WordPress blogs and capture the latest content and then display it in its own format. SEO is the process of search engine optimization, and this is the method of going out and optimizing a site and the external factors to get your site as high up the rankings of the organic search listings in Google. SEM stands for search engine marketing, And this is much the same thing, although it does have some overcross with pay-per-click campaigns. The SERPs, or the search engine results page, is simply the page that shows when you search a query on Google. A URL is basically a web address. It stands for Universal Resource Locator, I believe. And finally, USP. USP stands for Unique Selling Point, such as a great video on YouTube that you just can't help yourself but hit the like button for. Thank you for watching. There's a massive blog post with over 130 different definitions of different marketing terms, and there's some slides on there and all sorts on my blog if you want to get more involved. And if you're interested in online business, performance marketing and web development, then consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching.